the season for your group?
It was a complete performance for us, and you want to be playing this way at this time of year. That's what it's all about. I truly believe that our schedule and the games we've been in, especially late in the season, prepares you for these type of games. And it was across the board, just everyone contributed. Our defense was outstanding in the first half. Our bench was really good. Lonzo Gaffney, Jemiah Neal, and Luther Muhammad, all because we had some foul issues on the perimeter, dealing with multiple guys with 2 fouls. So you needed those guys to perform that way, and they did. But again, it was we wanted to attack the paint, and we had really good effort in the first half, points in the paint, fast break points off turnovers. So I don't know what else I could say. Great job. Congrats to Nevada. Great season, and they still were making shots out there and hitting the threes, and they stayed in it, and they never gave in. So credit to them for that.
Joining us on stage, Desmond Cambridge, 17.6 rebounds this evening, and DJ Horn, 20 points, was 4 of 5 from distance. For questions, we'll start with our student athletes. Questions in the audience. Let's go first row on the aisle.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Des, can we talk to you about playing against your former team? Now the game is over. You see how it panned out. What are your thoughts on playing against your former team?
It was cool, But at the end of the day, I didn't care who we were playing today. I'm just out here to play basketball. And, that's all I have to say on that.
Let's go first row.
Chris Cartman, Sun Devil Source. Both of the players, you guys shot the ball extremely well, defended extremely well. You guys have talked about when you hit shots early, the importance of that to you. And DJ, you hit your first 3 and kind of looked at your hand there on the third one. What was it like just kind of doing that on this type of a stage?
It means everything, especially for this to be my first NCAA tournament. To go out there and play a game like that, it's definitely going to have a lasting memory. But yeah, man, I think that when we get off to starts like that, it just, feeds on to everybody on the team, and it just builds energy, and I feel like it showed tonight.
Desmond, the start.
I just feel like we're a very, high-octane offense. Like, we're a very deep team. Everyone on the team can score. Everyone on the team can do a lot of things. And when we're clicking like that, we're hard to stop. And, we already play good defense, and so that's what we hang our hats on. But when our offense is clicking like that, we're a hard team to stop. And I think that's why we got out to that big lead at the start.
First row on the aisle.
Scott Sanduli, Devil's Digest. For you guys coming into this game, being sent here to Dayton, was there a sense of a little bit of disrespect? Like, was there a chip on the shoulder coming into today?
Desmond, you want to start?
Personally, I definitely had a chip on my shoulder, but at the end of the day, that's just the mentality that I have. I've tried to find things, to keep me motivated, and but I'm just happy to be here. So I'm not going to say I'm not grateful for the opportunity, but yeah, I did kind of feel disrespected that we in the final this first 4. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful, and we came and did what we were supposed to do. So next game.
DJ.
Like Des said, I kind of felt like it was a little disrespect, but just happy to be here, happy for the opportunity, and I'm just glad that we won the game. We're ready for the next one.
First row in the middle.
Ray Belcora, Inferno Intel. I believe both of you were assisted early on by Warren's passing out of the high post. Can you speak to how his ability to do that really expands the offense?
DJ.
Warren's definitely a big presence in the post, and when we feed the ball inside, it definitely draws a lot of attention from the defense. So we have a lot of shooters, so he really has a lot of options to pick from, and we were just hitting tonight.
Desmond.
Dub has always been a great passer. He's 7 foot. He's great offensively itself. So with all the attention that he gets, and for him to be able to, see the floor and pass like that is, great for our team. And he's been doing that since I played at Nevada. And so, yeah, man, he's what do you call it, point forward? If he had a chance, he would be a point forward. He would bring the ball up, a little Magic Johnson. But, yeah, man, he's great.
Second row.
Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. DJ, that first half, when was the last time that you guys felt that good as a team just playing collectively like that?
Like right off the top of my head, I would have to say the Arizona game. And we came out with a win in that one, too. So, like I said, when we get off to starts like that, I feel like we're a pretty tough team to beat.
First row now.
Wanted to ask Coach, obviously you had three games.
All questions student athletes first.
I'm sorry. Asking you guys about playing 3 games in 3 days in Vegas and a very quick turnaround here. Obviously, you guys didn't show that, and you got another game in 2 days. So, are you worried at all about that?
DJ?
No, not really worried. Especially when you're on this stage, I feel like you have to get up for every game. And if you're not, then what kind of basketball player are you? But we're gonna do a good job at resting and everything. Gonna get on the fly after this. So we'll be ready to play next game.
Especially compared to the Pac-12 tournament, the games were back-to-back, and now we have that one day, and I think that's all we need. We just need that one day, and we're definitely going to maximize that time off and, get ready for the next one.
Any more questions for our student athletes? We'll take one more on the aisle there. First row.
Des and DJ, kind of saw in the court earlier, Nevada was talking a little bit, jawing after they made some shots. Is that like a add motivation to kind of get them back?
I would definitely say, yeah, they definitely had. I don't know if it was in their game plan to do all that, or if they were just trying to get up under our skin. But I feel like at the end of the day, that's a part of the game. I've been that guy to get into other people and talk to them. But we were the more poised team. I felt like, and just were rolling with the punches. And I feel like they were trying to get us out of our game. And the coaching staff did a great job of keeping our head cool and just make sure we stay focused on, winning the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Des. I feel like, they tried to come out in the beginning, definitely try to get under our head and everything. It was a lot of energy going into the game, big crowd and everything. So those are the type of games you get up for as a basketball player. But like Des said, coaches and everybody did a good job of keeping our heads level.
Desmond, DJ, terrific showing tonight. Congratulations. Best of luck on Friday.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. At this time, we will open up the floor with questions for Coach Hurley. Second row, far side. We got a mic for you.
Okay, thanks. All right, Deion Cash, Fox Sports Dayton. Mr. Hurley, one of the great point guards of all time. It's a two-part question. One, you're going against Steve Alford. You guys are intense competitors. Do you want to get out there on the court at some point, or you just try to stick to the mental game? I know it's all about the guys, but what's it like going against a guy like Alford, and what's it like to see your son out there?
Yeah, well, the first part, I know he's a competitor, like you said, and he's a winner, and he's been a winner his whole life, and so you're going to get his best shot. His teams are going to be ready and prepared, and I don't think it was a matter of them not playing well. I think it was us playing exceptional. And so I thought that was the story, especially early in the game. And as far as my son goes, it's such a joy to watch him out there. And I'm thankful that the guys played this well, because those are the behind-the-scenes guys. It's not only my son, it's Micah Burno and John Olmstead and Enoch Bawache and the guys who were in at the end of that game. They're just as valuable for what they bring in practice and supporting the team. So it was cool that they got the opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament tonight.
First row.
Chris Carmen, Son of the Source. Bobby, there were some amazing stats in that first half. 13 assists, 1 turnover. Nevada turned the ball over like 5 or 6 times in the first several minutes, and they do a good job of protecting. When you're watching something like that, I understand you focus on the moment, but the bigger picture perspective of seeing your guys perform to that level in this stage, how did that strike you?
It's your goal as a coach to get your team ready for big moments and ready for big games. And And I think Michelle mentioned about how many games we had to play last week, and we've been on the road every week for almost a month now. And so you're concerned about just making sure they have the appropriate energy. And I thought we handled them well coming into this to make sure that we were prepared and the guys got their reps, but with them having a full tank of gas. And they had it early. Their activity on defense was outstanding. And then offensively, they were moving the ball and sharing the ball and executing. And for us to finish with 21 assists and 7 turnovers is what you hope for as a coach, that your team is playing that unselfishly.
First row on the aisle.
Coach, with TCU now being up next, a very good defensive team that's been in the Big 12, a lot of competition, being the only team that went into Kansas and won this year. How do you plan to prepare for such a team?
Yeah, I mean, I a lot of respect for them and their season they've had, and like you touched on, the league it was rated one of the best in the country this year. And I talked about us being battle tested. Well, I mean, so are they. They play elite competition, and so coaches will dive into TCU and put together a game plan and try and get out the door here and get to the flight. And we'll it's going to be more mental than physical tomorrow with the guys, but we'll do everything that we can to get them ready. And I'm appreciative that the NCAA allows the game to take place at the very end of the night on Friday, because the last time we were in here and won, it was, I believe, an afternoon game, and just wasn't enough time really for us to physically, bounce back. So, every hour counts, and, that'll be the focus the next 36 hours.
Second row.
Yeah, Bobby, Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. You mentioned as a coach preparing your team for big moments. When was the moment that you knew that they were locked in and obviously playing at such a high level? Was there something early in the game or even before the game that you kind of knew these guys are ready?
Well, we had a lot of talk, a lot of meetings, a lot of talking about, they let us in, and that's wonderful, and celebrate the moment. And so many teams, I mean, if you could look at a number of blue blood programs that just didn't have enough wins to get into this tournament. So it is extremely difficult to even be invited here. So the fact that these guys did that is pretty special. We celebrated that. All right, let's move on and focusing on winning games. And I watched our team yesterday, and we went through the paces here in 40-minute workout, and they were dialed in, man. Every drill, every shot, there was focus. There wasn't no distractions. And I had a sense just based off that alone that we would be ready to play. You would never imagine that they could perform this well on offense. I mean, we scored the most points we've scored all season tonight. So, but it was the quality of play and the whole team doing it. I can't say I put a guy in the game that didn't contribute tonight.
Jump on Zoom. Christopher, go ahead. Question to Coach.
Hi, Coach. This is Chris Heidel from Hermiston Radio in Baltimore. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Going out to Denver, what is one challenge you have to do besides the weather? I know the air is so thin out there. How do you guys get yourself ready for a Friday game?
I think everyone has to deal with it. It's, I don't know if what elevation Dallas, Texas is, but it's, I wouldn't imagine they could simulate those conditions, between now and the game. So it's something that we've had in the past too. We've had to go play at Colorado and Utah and higher elevation places. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and it's we'll see how we adjust to it. But we were okay this year at Colorado.
First row.
Yeah, Bobby, you mentioned this when you talked about your team's resume in the Pac-12 tournament, just winning all the Quad 1 games away from home. Is there something that you can put your finger on about this team going away from Tempe that's contributed to their success, and especially when we've seen offensive performances that were just pale in comparison to what we saw tonight?
It's hard to really say. I mean, it's a good question. I touched on how we handled our preseason, going on the road and playing scrimmages on the road, and all the road games that we had early in the season, neutrals and roads. We knew we had to be good at winning on the road, and I've said the team likes each other. If you have a group of people that don't like each other and then you have to go spend a few days together, it's not good, and maybe you're not going to have good results. But I think the team has come together both on and off the court, and they love playing basketball, and have a lot of experience too. Guys that have played in a lot of big games. Des and Warren are both so older. I mean, Devin was played in Lexington against Kentucky with that crowd, so I don't think he's going to be that fazed by neutrals or big crowds. Frankie was in the Big Ten at Michigan for a year, so a lot of the guys that played key minutes for us were all in these type of environments.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thank you, guys. See you in Denver.
Congratulations,
Thank you.